Hey, good morning, everyone. We're giving you another update here. Sorry about the confusion in the last video. Update here on Jamie Kloss being found alive. She is that 13-year-old girl who went missing from Barron, Wisconsin, about 3 months ago after her parents were found murdered in their home. She's been found alive, and we're just going to tell you, we're just going to lay out all the details that we have so far.
So it's been 88 days since her parents were found murdered. She went missing. And since then, this is something that local, national authorities have been working on. I mean, we have been constantly reporting on this since we first found out about it, along with national as well. So a lot of people right now relieved that she has been found, but a lot of concern as well because we don't know what she's been through in those 88 days following.
And I know that you're digging for some new information, so maybe I'll just kind of backtrack and just let everybody know what we know so far. So let's talk about where she was found. I was surprised this morning to see she was only found about an hour or so from home. So let's take a look at this map here. So we've got us right down here in Madison. You can see Barron, Wisconsin is about 3 hours north of us right here. So this is where Jamie was last seen. This is where she lived and grew up, and her parents were found murdered. So where she was found alive is just about 75 miles, about an hour north of there in a small town called Gordon. And she was found about 6 miles east of Gordon in a new housing development there. And from what we are hearing from people who are on the ground there and the research that we've been able to do, this is a pretty quiet, rural-ish area. Not a lot of houses, not a lot of homes built close to one another. So again, she was found alive. We're going to learn more at 10 o'clock, but again, we're just kind of laying out what we know so far. So Megan, if you could kind of elaborate on what we know about, I said it before, I want to say that she was rescued, and she was, but it was almost like she was discovered.
Yeah, so what we've been hearing from the Associated Press is that Jamie was a woman who stumbled across the 13-year-old girl as she was walking her dog, and she pounded on the neighbor's door saying, "This is Jamie Kloss, call 911. Neighbors there say Jamie was skinny and she was dirty. She was wearing shoes that were too big for her feet. But outwardly, she appeared okay when she was discovered. It sounds like she didn't know much about Gordon. That's the town where she was discovered. That's about an hour north of where she's from in Barron. Ellery is a reporter. She works for KARE 11 out of Minneapolis, and she has been, and we share content with that
that's our
station
NBC affiliate in Minneapolis.
And I want to show you the pictures that she's been sharing from Barron this morning. So if you can get a good look here, it says Barron City Hall, welcome home, Jamie. If you head to Twitter, you will see a lot of reporting from that area right now. Here's one. It says the sign at Dairy Queen in Barron this morning, a welcome home for Jamie. So many people relieved that she has been found safe. A lot of prayers, a lot of hopes answered there that she would be coming home.
Yeah, and we do know, I guess a really important piece of what we know is one person has been arrested. We don't know at this point who this person is, any kind of relation to anywhere in the case. All we know is that about 10 minutes after police were called, after that Jamie approached that woman and they ended up getting her help from police, about 10 minutes later, he was arrested. So it must have been a pretty quick process from that phone call. I know authorities just in that area really across the state have been waiting for this phone call and are ready to mobilize and jump in. And for those of you, I think a lot of people know about this case just from everyone following it. I mean, it was huge on national too. This is 13-year-old Jamie Kloss. These are the photos that, the FBI has been using in hopes of getting people to identify her. And so now we know that she is alive. She was taken to a local children's hospital up there first. And we did actually hear from her aunt and uncle this morning who said they don't know much about her condition or any further details, or at least they're not sharing them at this time, but they did say for 87 or 88 long days, this is exactly what they prayed for. So
it was October 15th when her parents were found murdered in their home, and she was gone. So many questions. So so I think we're trying to, we have a lot of questions, but we want to know the suspect. Was there any kind of relation there? Did they know each other? Was this random? What happened in those days following? And just what has she been through?
Well, and there was a lot of speculation at first about what might have happened. And I do want to point out right away, authorities said that they believed right away that Jamie was in serious danger. And they said over and over again they don't think that she was involved in the murder of her parents. Because I think there was some speculation her parents are murdered and she was gone. for whatever information local law enforcement or the FBI has, they've been reiterating over and over again, they think that she was in danger and that she was taken against her will. So we're hoping to learn more about that. We said it before, I'll say it again. Again, there's a 10 a.m. press conference at the Barron County Sheriff's Office today, where hopefully we'll get a lot more information about what happened.
Gordon, Wisconsin is where she was found. That's up in northern Wisconsin. It's near the Duluth area, about an hour north of where she is from. We are getting a lot of messages here. People are just saying, thank goodness she is home. She beat the odds. Welcome home. A lot of people from her own community saying the same thing. Maybe we'll show you these pictures again for anyone who's new and tuning in. Ellery is a reporter with KARE 11. That's our NBC affiliate out of Minneapolis, and she's there right now. And I think we all remember this familiar sight. This is the Christmas tree that was at one of their city offices there, and they had decorated it in her honor as a reminder that she's out there. We are still having faith that she will be found okay. And it says here, the tree has been lit for many weeks in Barron, Wisconsin, and people hope for Jamie's safe return, their hopes and their prayers were answered.
And thousands of people in that community came out and helped with the search. So I know the Barron County Sheriff's Office was thanking them. I know I was surprised when I saw that this happened. I don't know why. It's kind of my instinct. I feel like when people go missing that they're taken, far away, that they're taken to these far away places. So when I heard that she was found just about an hour from home, that was kind of surprising. I guess I don't know what I felt about that, if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but
just happy she's found.
Yeah.
And alive.
Again, we don't know her condition. It sounds like, she was able to walk and speak. According to the report that we have from the woman who found her and called 911, that she was pretty quiet.
Yeah. I'll read it again here. It says, a woman who stumbled across the 13-year-old pounded on her neighbor's door shouting, "This is Jamie Kloss. Call 911. Neighbors say Jamie was skinny and dirty and wore shoes too big for her feet, but appeared outwardly okay when she was discovered Thursday afternoon near Gordon." And that's about an hour from her home. This is all from the Associated Press that I'm reading right now. So
such a strong young woman is what people were saying too. We also heard our NBC affiliate in Minneapolis talked to the woman who called 911, who said she appeared afraid, but not. The woman said it wasn't so much that she was afraid that that person was going to come after her in that immediate moment. So again, just a lot of questions. 88 days is a long time. Heart-wrenching for that family. 88 days going through that, not knowing.
They commented that 2018 was a horrific year for their family, and they said 2019 is really turning the page for us. So that was a powerful moment for me to hear that and just think, the hope that they now have that she's been found. As this morning progressed, so we start the news at 4:30 in the morning and end at 7. We were finding out so much information throughout the morning, and my guess is that we will continue to do that all throughout the morning. And then at 10 o'clock today is that press conference with Barron County.
And I will just say, my experience working with cases like this when the FBI is involved, we will be getting an update at 10 a.m. Probably not all of our questions are going to be answered by 10 this morning.
No, I would guess not.
I think that this will be an ongoing investigation. Hopefully we'll learn about this suspect that has been taken into custody. Again, one person has been arrested. They were arrested very shortly after that neighbor called 911. So hopefully we'll learn more about that person. And I think the big question is that we were talking about even this morning. How did this happen? Was this a person that knew the family? Was this random? Was it tied to something else? Did this person know Jamie? I mean, so many of those questions that hopefully we'll get a start on today.
Yeah.
But I mean, it could be a while until we get all of those intricate details.
Pretty terrifying when you think about everything that she's been through and that family as a whole, that entire community as a whole, the state of Wisconsin and Minnesota. So many people have been concerned about her whereabouts. So great news. She's been found. A lot of questions still unanswered this morning.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear she ran to get help. Yes, I mean, we were just talking about the bravery with that too. Again, we don't know exactly the circumstances, but we do know that she approached a woman and in
Yep.
some way asked for that help, and so we're grateful that she was in good enough health, to do that.
Oh yeah. The neighbors, one of their comments that also I found interesting is they said the second that they saw her, they knew it was her, because this case, so many people know about this. So many people have seen that picture of her. Do you want to pull it up again here?
Yeah.
I'm sure people who are tuning in right now are familiar with what she looks like. We have been making sure that we share that photo, and I know so many other news outlets have been doing the same thing, but they said, they saw this picture and they knew it was her.
Immediately.
Yeah.
I've seen her photo everywhere.
Yes.
The gas station, the grocery store, everywhere you go, and I guess that's why they do this. That's why we do this too. That's why we get those photos out there and share them as much as we can and keep this story around.
Jonathan here is saying I agree. He said he thinks it's pretty strange for how big this national search was, national and local, that she was found just an hour away.
Yeah, I'll pull up that map here too, again, just to show you guys that area that we're talking about. I'm going to start super wide just in case you don't know exactly where Barron is to start. So here we are down in Madison. Here towards the bottom of the screen, Barron is about 3 hours north. So this dot right here, we start in Barron, Wisconsin, where Jamie grew up, where she was last seen, where her parents were found murdered. And then she was found about 6 miles east of the small town of Gordon, in a housing development that was fairly new, a little bit more rural, not a lot of houses around. And we have someone asking if we will be streaming the press conference at 10 a.m. on Facebook. We are set to do so, pending any technical issues.
Yeah,
but
that's a plan.
This is a big story. We're on top of this today. We're going to make sure that we can get you all of those details. I know the Today Show, it was their top story today, because I think this kind of just captured people. This story, Barron is a small town, and that community really just came together.
Tina says she's watching from South Carolina right now. I'm not surprised, Tina. We're so glad you're tuning in and following this. So many people around the entire country. Not only it's captured the hearts of so many people in Wisconsin, but nationally as well. This is something that is so concerning. A 13-year-old girl, her parents murdered, found an hour from home, didn't know anything about the community that she was found in.
That was surprising to me too, that she wasn't, when they asked, she didn't know where she was.
Right.
So again, so many questions. 10 a.m. is that press conference with Barron County Sheriff's Office, and we'll be bringing it to you here live. We will be, I'm getting the signal here, we will be streaming it live on Facebook, and of course on our app, and then you can tune in at 11 o'clock, because in addition to that press conference, we're going to be doing a lot of other reporting. There's already feet on the ground. They're talking to people in that area. Did you know this person that they arrested? We had Denise commenting on here, and I don't know if she's from that area, but she said it's a wooded area. Again, we know it's kind of a rural area, not a lot of houses close together.
Someone else just commented, they were talking about Chris Cruzy. Yes, Chris Cruzy has been really lifting spirits for a lot of people in that area. As you know, the NBC's The Voice contestant, he took second. That was exciting for us and for so many people across the state to watch him have so much success during a time where his community was just grieving and going through so much, and he was able to really lift spirits there. So he did share as well on his Facebook saying, she's found, we're so excited. Yeah. He shared the Facebook post from the Barron County Sheriff's Office.
Yes,
too.
A lot of celebrating happening there, hopefully. And I do just want to point out, because we did mention her parents were tragically murdered, and that's going to be so difficult for her, but it sounds like she has a very close aunt and uncle who have been kind of leading that charge to find her. And from what we are told, all indications say that when she's released from the hospital and gets to go home, which it sounds like could happen as early as today. We'll see. Again, we don't have a ton of details. She will be going with them, it sounds like, so she'll have a loving and supporting family to go home to.
And that entire community, too, is just really rallying around her. We've seen a Dairy Queen, the City Hall, so many places putting on their signs, "Welcome home, Jamie." So, yeah, with everything she's been through, she is certainly supported, it seems like.
Yes, a very happy ending to this story. So again, 10 o'clock, you can catch it right here on Facebook. You can also tune into our 11 o'clock show, where we'll kind of have a full wrap of everything that's been going on. So stick with us for updates, and we'll bring you just as much information as we can.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone who's been tuning in. Have a great day. We'll see you later.